When I left my ex, my children were very young. They were all 5 and under. So trying to maintain some sort of routine or schedule when they were with me or at their other parents' house was really important, not for me, but for them, because they were so little. And when children are little like that, they need to have some kind of structure and routine that helps them feel safe and secure. So I was trying to implement this kind of structure between households for the sake of my children, and it was met with constant denial, ignoring it, or complete extremes. So if I, said bedtime needs to be like 7:30 to keep it consistent, he would let them stay up till 9. And anytime I tried to communicate and try and build that bridge for the sake of the children, it was just met with disdain. I was criticized. I was abused mentally and emotionally. I was told to just walk away. That's what I wanted. Just leave my children with him. Everything under the sun. So I really tried for a really long time to find a way to make it work for the sake of my children. And all I was doing, unfortunately, during that time was causing myself stress and anxiety and frustration. And I felt like I was constantly just hitting my head up against a brick wall, because while I was trying to do what was best for my children, unfortunately, the other parent in the situation was only out to try and be vindictive and difficult and to make things challenging for me, regardless of what it did to the children that were in the middle of this. So when I stumbled upon the term parallel parenting, I was completely at wit's end. I had given up on trying to co-parent, but I didn't know what else to do. There were certain things that I had to continue to communicate with the other parent. I still tried to build that bridge, and even though it failed every single time. And if it was met with him wanting to work with me, it was usually because there was an ulterior motive or a different agenda that he was trying to achieve out of this scenario. So when I heard the term parallel parenting, I was ecstatic. It was an alternative, and it was something I was willing to try because I had nothing to lose, I felt, at this point. So while co-parenting is something that the courts lean on, and it's kind of the go-to solution and the go-to parenting style for parents that are separated with children in the middle. And co-parenting essentially means that the two parents are going to work together for the best interest of their children, regardless of whatever is going on between them. Sounds amazing, right? Unfortunately, when you are dealing with a toxic person, that's never going to happen. It's not. The other person is going to do everything and anything they can to just make things difficult, because that's where they thrive. They thrive in that negativity and that stress and that turmoil. So for things to be copacetic and calm and good, that doesn't work for them. So co-parenting, although it's the standard assumption, does not work in probably, say 80% of parenting cases, because most parenting cases don't end amicably, and the parents aren't willing to work together for the sake of the children. So if you feel that you have done everything you can, you've tried everything under the sun to work with the other parent, and it's just being met with disdain, then try parallel parenting. Parallel parenting is essentially where each household does their own thing. So as the parent that's been trying to bring a cohesiveness between one house and the other for the sake of the children, you have to let that go. You have to take that step back and kind of close yourself off to what goes on at dad's house or mom's house or the other parent's house. And you're still there for your children. You still want what's best for them. You just manage the environment that you can have some kind of control over. And you can't have that, you're not going to have that influence when the children are at the other parent's house. The other parents made that very clear, that they want nothing to do with anything you have to say. So you need to just let that go. If your children are in serious trouble, there's physical abuse going on or abuse that you can document, by all means, you want to jump in and you want to manage that as you need to. But if it's just the day-to-day and it's things such as bedtimes, eating habits, how late they're allowed to stay out, when they start watching R-rated movies, anything under the sun, you're not going to have a control or say at the other person's household. So the best thing you can do is to just let that go and stop trying to make that cohesiveness happen, and focus on when the children are with you and really working on creating the environment and the boundaries that you want to instill in your children's lives. It's going to be an adjustment for you because you are going to have to kind of let go of wanting that stereotypical co-parenting environment and wanting what you think is best for the children, because when they are at that other parent's house, you have to just kind of close yourself off to what's going on over there. And when your children come home, if there's, things that happened or situations that they bring up to you and talk to you about that make them feel sad or hurt, by all means, support them in that. Support them in their feelings and justify their feelings for them. Let them know they're not alone in what they're going through, that you can relate to them on that. And then show them the love and the support and the feelings that you want to provide for them when they're with you. The children will start to see the difference. They're going to start to notice, the feelings that they get when they're at one house versus the other house, the support they get, the boundaries that are put in place. And while children are going to want to fight your boundaries because that's natural for them, they want those boundaries. They want that sense of security. So give it to them. And when it's time for them to go to the other parent's house, you say your goodbyes and you let them know you're here for them and you're looking forward to seeing them when they get back. And you communicate with them however that is for you while they're at the other parent's house. But outside of that, you have to just let it go. When I started to adapt the principles around parallel parenting, it was challenging at first. It really was, to kind of just let go of trying to provide my children with this cohesive environment and this balance between the two households. It was challenging, but at the same time, it was so freeing because I was able to not worry. I let go of that worry when they were with the other parent. Although inside I may still be worried or concerned, I was able to let a lot of it go, which really took a load off of me. And I was able to focus on myself and creating the environment that I wanted within my own home for when they were here. So if this sounds like something that maybe you need to adapt, certainly spend some time researching it and see if it works for you. If you've tried everything as far as co-parenting and you don't feel like you're getting anywhere, what do you have to lose other than give it a whirl? Because it was a game changer for me. Unfortunately, it took me about 8 years of trying to co-parent to finally stumble upon the term of parallel parenting, but it really did pivot my life and the life I was able to provide for my children. So I hope that this is something that can help you and can create some more stability and freedom in your life, that more than what you may have right now. So bye.